Hi, it's Carol Madden with Estate Sales News. Last week we left off talking about choosing an estate sale company, and this week we're going to discuss the face-to-face interview. Now, this is pretty in-depth, so we're going to have a chat here, and then I'm going to follow it up with some further information below this video. When you book your appointments with the various estate sale companies that you've decided to use, make sure you leave plenty of room between when they show up and when the next companies do. It's better for all parties concerned if they don't run into each other and if no one feels pressured. When they arrive at your home, show them through. Tell them what it is you want to accomplish. Show them what you have for sale. If there's anything not included in the sale, this is the time to bring it up, because the company is going to make a decision about whether they're going to be interested based on what you're selling. And I don't mean the cost of the items so much as the volume of the items in many instances. Once you've gone through your walkthrough with them, sit down at a table so that you can be face to face. Ask the liquidator to tell you how they got started, how long they've been in business, do they have any special training or certification, how they gained their knowledge, where they gained their experience. Ask them about their staff, the same thing, how they gained their experience, how many are there, were they trained by you, by them, or otherwise. And then you want to go on to important things that are going to be in their contract. And you want to go line by line and ask them to explain it to you. Make sure that you understand everything in that contract. The next thing you want to do is ask them about their advertising. This is very important because this is going to determine the buyers that come to your property. Do they use print media, newspapers, magazines, driveway throwaways? Do they use the internet? Are they listed on multiple sites or just one? Find out if they even have a website. Do they use social media? And if so, how do they use it? Do they have a mailing list? And do they have a following? And do they send out every week to that following to advise them about your sale or others? Ask them if they have any paperwork with them that will be an example to you of prior sales that they've conducted. If they don't, tell them that you would really appreciate it if they could make some copies from prior sales on the internet and either send them to you as soon as possible, or better yet, drop them off at your home as soon as possible. It's always good to see how they photographed the items, what type of sale they ran. Get some ideas. Ask them if they have some phone numbers of people that they've dealt with in the past. You want to speak with them. After all of that, that's the time to ask them about their commission. Do not, I say again, do not make your choice based on what they're going to charge you, because that is not the most important thing. You want to know what kind of work they do, how trustworthy they are, how reliable they are. You want to know, are they capable of doing this? For instance, if you have an oriental rug or a signed painting, if it's not something they are familiar with, and it might not be, there's nothing wrong with that, would they bring in an appraiser? You might also want to ask, if they did, who pays for it? Most companies that do use appraisers pay for it themselves. But again, this is up to the individual liquidator. There are so many things to consider. But last of all, you want to think about, before they leave, were you able to get the information you required? Did you feel comfortable? Do you feel like you had a rapport? Did you feel like you talked to a professional? Do you have any further questions that you want to ask them? And ask them, if you do have further questions, would they have any objections if you called them later on? When all of this is done, and I hope you're taking notes during this process, because you should be, because like everything, none of us can retain all that we gather in a conversation of this depth. Then it's time to say goodbye, give some thought to what they've said, put your paperwork aside, and if you're about to interview someone else, be sure that you have left nothing of theirs, not their business card or any information, visible for the next company to see. A company should earn your business based on their ability, not based on making it a competition with another company. And you don't want them to try to dissuade you from using someone else. You want them to persuade you as to why they should use you. For this week, this is Carol Madden with Estate Sales News. I hope you'll join me next week. We'll have another topic for discussion. And as I said, there'll be more information about the face-to-face interview in the article underneath here. I hope you have a great week. Thanks for joining me. Goodbye.